What's happening, everybody? Steve here, Cars with Steve, and today I'm going to show you everything you need to know about the media screen and the 2022 Hyundai Kona. I'm going to be showing you how to set up Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, going through a number of different settings and features, things like that. If you're looking for one specifically on the Kona Electric, check down in the description below for that walk around instead, because the things are quite a little bit different than the gas engine. But let's dive into it, have a little bit of fun, and see what's going on inside of that media screen. This is the typical home screen that you're going to be met with. If you're not on the home screen, just press the home button along the very top left-hand side there. We've got our basic summary. So what station are we currently tuned to? We can tune this way. We can tune a few other ways as well. So it is kind of neat. We can kind of jump back and forth this way if we want to. We can seek down there if we want to go that route. But I mean, pretty straightforward. So let's go through some of the basics there. So we've got our menu, phone, and then setup. So let's kind of go screen by screen. Starting off, well, it's we've actually got our phone. So we're going to go actually menu there. So we can go display off, which we do that, and it just kills off power to the display. So if you find it too bright, distracting, whatever the case may be, we can turn it off if we want to. We can press the back button there, and that's going to, again, bring us back to this default screen. Jumping into the menu, let's, I guess, start off. It's pushing us into our phone. So we're going to go phone there. And we've got our Bluetooth preferences. So this is what we're going to do in order to actually be able to set a phone up. So it's actually not that difficult. So first thing we're going to do is literally make sure that Bluetooth is turned on our phone. We're going to make sure that hands-free calling and Bluetooth are also enabled that way as well. Once that's the case, we're going to hit OK.
Turn Bluetooth on from your device in order to search. On your device, select the name that matches vehicle name on the screen.
Thanks, cars. So what we're going to do is make sure we click Kona on the very bottom of our phone there, so other devices. And we're making sure that these numbers match up, which they do. So let's hit pair. Okay, do we want to allow contacts and favorites to sync up? Yes, we want to allow that. And we're connected. So it's asking me one more question. Do I want to use CarPlay with Kona? So yes, because we've got wireless. So let's use CarPlay. Watch this. Watch this. This phone supports Apple CarPlay. Yes, we want to connect to it. All right, using CarPlay. So we want to hit next there. Okay, watch this. Okay. Oh, I'm so excited right now. Okay, look at this. We've got wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto inside of this vehicle. We've got our Google Maps, we've got Apple Maps, we've got Waze. We can use literally any of these map applications in the middle screen. And I'm actually super surprised that that's the case. Because inside of the Kona Electric, it's still wired, but we've got wireless inside of the Kona regular gas engine. So it is nice to know that we've at least got that flexibility. So taking a peek, we've got quite a few different options that are available there, as you can see. We've got my Apple Maps, as I mentioned, we've got my podcast, and we've got a number of other things. So we do have some flexibility for the actual screen itself. So if we actually look on our phone, if we go into our general settings, we click on CarPlay, we click on Kona, and we can customize now. So let's say if you have a tendency to maybe listen to your podcasts a little bit more, you like your audiobooks, you just kind of do a drag and drop. If you're deleting things, you can reorganize, delete some things, but whatever you've deleted is going to be in the very bottom there. If you've deleted a little bit too much, we can just do a reset in order to bring it back to our factory default layout there instead. So look at that. We are there. All right, so I love that flexibility. Now, we can literally just press this Hyundai button in order to be able to get back to this main screen again. We can go to our all menus, and we've got a few other options. So I want to show you one other thing. So we go to setup there. We've got our device connections. We've got phone projection. So we can see that my phone is now connected there. So we can disconnect if we want to. So it's disconnecting Apple CarPlay. And it really is that simple. We can reconnect very simply as well, simply by pressing that button. Reconnected. I love how silly and simple this thing is. We've got a few different options for our Bluetooth connections, but we'll get there in just a second. From this main screen again, and we can just jump into our all menus, or on the main screen, you saw that we had the Apple CarPlay there, just launching us back into CarPlay. So it is nice to know that we've got quite a little bit of flexibility there. And then when we press the voice command prompt on the steering wheel, as you can see, we've got my Siri Assistant activated there as well. So it is kind of nice to know that we can rely on our Siri Assistant in order to be able to do things like make phone calls, etc. So I love that fact. Now, removing a phone from the vehicle is pretty straightforward. So what we actually have to do is go to the main screen, and actually we can press the setup button here. I always forget about this one. We press the setup button, we go to device connections. Phone projection is where we can go to disconnect or delete the phone from CarPlay. So we're going to go delete for a second. Yes, let's delete it all. Delete everything, all of the things. All right, there we go. So it's deleted from the vehicle. Now if we go back into our setup, device connections, we've got my Bluetooth connections, and we've got my phone connected there. But if we go back for a second, we've got different connection priorities. So if we had multiple phones connected, we can drag and drop which one we want to have priority for connections. We've got our Bluetooth voice prompts, so we can mute them or play them. We've got our different privacy modes, or we can reset everything as well. And that's the basics of how you set up an iPhone and connect to Apple CarPlay inside of this vehicle. Right now, connecting an Android device is literally the exact same process. So what we're going to do, we're going to go to Bluetooth connections there, and we can add a new device as well. So we're literally just going to do that. Okay, so we're adding a new device. We have to make sure, so hands-free calling and Bluetooth audio are there. So they are. We're just going to hit OK. All right, so it's disconnecting the first phone.
Turn Bluetooth on from your device in order to search.
Okay.
On your device, select the name that matches vehicle name on the screen.
So vehicle name is there, so we just want to make sure we connect to that.
Bluetooth pairing unsuccessful.
Oh, it's because I clicked off of the screen there.
And try again.
All right, hold on. Here we go. Press OK, and 3, 2, 1, pair. There we go. Perfect. And now it supports Android Auto as well. So do we want to connect to Android Auto? Yes, we do. It literally is that simple. So we're going to hit yes. Watch this. Watch how simple this is. We're going to allow our contacts. We want to continue with Android Auto set up. Look at this. It is so simple. But we are now fully connected there. So we've got our basics. So for our Google Maps settings, we've got our traffic, satellite, about, route options, things like that. We can jump into our main screen there as well. We've got our podcasts, we've got our notification center, and then our Google Assistant button there as well. So that is kind of neat because we've got some flexibility there. So we've got our maps there if we want to. So we can literally run off of the map application instead of, well, I guess we don't have factory nav, so we've been running through our map application there if we wanted to. But very similar to the iPhone side of things, we've actually got a little bit of flexibility when it comes down to the way these things are actually set up. So on your phone, you're just going to search for Android Auto. I'm going to click through to the settings, and we can customize our launcher there. So we can literally drag and drop a few things. So if you want to listen to your podcast, etc. Now, one thing to note, whatever we end up doing here, we actually have to physically reset Android Auto in order for this thing to actually set up the way that we'd like it to. So definitely something to think about. But I mean, it's not impossible to kind of customize some things, delete some things if we wanted to. We've got our Google detection, we've got our daytime mode if we want to go that route. We can disable our maps, weather, things like that as well. So we do have quite a little bit of flexibility there as well. And then again, in order to be able to get back to the main screen, we just press the manufacturer button there. That brings us back to the main screen. We can button press to get back into Android Auto. We can go into our setup. We've got our device connections there again, which we go to phone projection. We've got both phones there. We go to our Bluetooth connections. We've got both phones connected. We go to our auto connections. So this is where we can set the priority. So which one is going to be connected first? So we can kind of select whichever one we'd like to there. Moving back, if we wanted to delete connections, it's actually pretty simple. So we've got both phones there. We're just going to go delete devices. We're just going to mark and, oh, you know why? Because I'm connected the other way. So we're going to go delete for a second. Yes, let's delete. Deleted. Delete devices, unable to, oh, that's why. I was like, why isn't this deleting? Android Auto, this is what'll happen. Phone projection, we've got to disconnect from Android Auto first. It's like, I think that's exactly what's happening, but delete device, boom, delete, yes. Like, look at how simple this is. 3, 2, 1, we are now disconnected there. So we don't have any Bluetooth devices connected anymore. We've got nothing connected to Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, which, if we go to our menu, it's there as well. So it's deleted both of them, and it really is that simple to be able to set a phone up, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay inside of this vehicle. Okay, now we've got our phone connected, so like I said, pretty straightforward. We've got our Blue Link, so we've got our vehicle diagnostics, maintenance, and then our Blue Link settings as well. So it is kind of nice to know that we've got some flexibility for the actual service itself, but we do need to have a Blue Link activation, which means that we need to download that service onto our cell phone. Once we've got it connected, we can see exactly what's going on there. We can remote start our vehicle and things like that directly through our cell phone instead. And that's going to be the same way for our maintenance settings and things like that. We've got our radio, which, look at this, look at this, look at this, ah! All right, so nice and simple. We've got our AM, FM, Sirius XM, so these are going to be all of our presets. We can literally tune to whatever station we want to and simply press this button there, the star, in order to save it as a preset. We can scan this way. We've got our different band modes, so AM, FM, Sirius XM, etc. And if we had other things connected, they would also show up as options there. So that's where our media comes into play. So if we had a USB stick with MP3s, that would show up as an available option as well. Android Auto, Apple CarPlay are now grayed out, and that's just because I've got both of them disconnected. We've got a voice memo, so if we want to make quick notes, we can easily do that as well. Moving back, we've got our quiet mode, and that's literally going to put things to sleep. It's going to decrease them all automatically. Kind of nice. Lullaby, lullaby. We've got our valet mode as well, so we do need to have the blue link set up, but the valet mode, what that's going to do is it's going to not give valets the option of being able to kind of scroll through our screens and things like that, so it's going to lock some things out, which is kind of a neat thing. We've got our basic setup there. So, well, basic, but we've got quite a few options. Like we jump into our sound, we can figure out what's going on with the positioning there. We've got our tuning, so we've got our treble, mid-range, bass, basic guidance as well. So it's kind of neat because what's going to happen is as we go to reverse, if there's different driving priorities that we've got set, it's literally going to lower the volume for the audio in order to let us know about whatever's going on. The beep that we're getting here, if that drives you nuts, you can turn it off there as well if you wanted to. We've got some other things, so there's system volumes, so a number of different options there, so we can figure out exactly what's going on with each individual volume, which I think is so neat. Like, they thought of so many great small little details. For our connected devices, what happens there as well, so we've got different options there. Moving back, we've got speed-dependent volume, so it's going to adjust the volume as necessary depending on how fast we're going. Startup volume limit. Let's say if you've cranked the volume, you've turned your car off. When you go to restart it, it's not going to start it up with a crazy loud noise. So it's going to go just kind of base off of a smaller noise there. Our radio noise, we can also change some things out, and then we can reset everything back to our default settings again. And that's going to be the basics of our sound. We've got our device connections, which this system looks familiar because we've already seen it when we were under our phone. We've got our display there, so we've got a few different options. So automatic means the vehicle is going to flip us between our daytime or our nighttime mode, just depending on how bright it is outside. Automatic means it's going to automatically do that, or we can lock it out to one mode or the other. We've got a blue light filter, which is so cool that we've got that option. When we do that, we've got a few other things that are available there as well. So definitely useful driving later on at night. We've got our screensaver, so I do recommend, so you can go digital clock, analog clock, whatever the case may be. But when we go to turn the display off, we've got some different options on what's going to show up there. So it is kind of neat that we've got a little bit of flexibility as to what's actually showing up. On our home screen, we can literally kind of drag, drop, and figure out what's going on, what's showing as well. So if you've got some apps and icons and things like that, we can figure out exactly what we want showing up on that screen. Media change notification. So as we go to change media, it's going to let us know. Extended rear camera use, and then we can also reset to bring everything back to the factory default screen instead. We've got our basic buttons, so we've actually got a few different ones. We've got two technically on the steering wheel, and then we've got a customizable button down there as well. So what happens when we press that button or the steering wheel buttons as well? We can literally figure out what's going on with it. So we can kind of customize our own button, which I definitely think is a nice thing. We've also got our basic general settings, a few other things. So we've got our system updates, system time, date time, etc. So if you prefer GPS time, we can go daylight savings time, or if you prefer that military time, so the 24-hour mode instead, we can switch to one mode or the other. Language, we can go between English, French, Spanish, or Korean. Keyboard, we've also got a few other options there. We've got our Blue Link. So Blue Link is a neat one because the vehicle is equipped with an onboard modem. So when we've got those services enabled, it's literally going to act as a wireless hotspot. So it is kind of a neat setting that we've got available there. And we've got our Wi-Fi connection there as well. We've got some basics for our climate. So we can recirculate the air, or we can have the vehicle automatically ventilate as well, so dehumidify for us. Moving back, that is going to be the basics of our setup. And I think that's actually it. So it is kind of neat, right? And I am super surprised that we've got wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay inside of this vehicle. But if you run into any problems, have any questions, drop down in the comment section below and let me know. More than willing to talk you through any problems that you might be having. If you enjoyed the video, thumbs up, share it with your social networks, and until I see you next time, take care.